Hi, I'm Bert Nussbaumer from microbeat.co.uk. We did have a mixed week really, which has a bit of everything with risk on in parts and risk off in other parts, uh, except for last night where the sort of news came out that Chile, the trials for testing COVID-19 vaccine is promising or showing promising signs, which has led to a very crazy move in equities. We had the Dow futures rallied like 900 points, which is really a bit insane if you think about it, given that we know that even if we do find certain things, we're going to be, many months, 6 to 12 months away from a real treatment as such. So I understand the hope and I understand that we try to be optimistic, but in terms of financial markets, we still have to be realistic and not complacent at this stage. I'm still of the same view as I've been in the last few weeks. A V-shaped recovery looks very much unlikely to me. Yes, of course, when things are starting to open up, yeah, there will be a rally and a recovery given we coming from zero. But it's going to take a lot longer for the consumer to really come back. Some people will be out there full of confidence, while a majority will just take weeks, if not months, to really trust the system. So I think this optimism might be a little bit premature how quickly we can actually bounce back from this crisis. And there I just have a few charts for you. We could actually just take charts from any economy you want because they really all look more or less the same, which is a real horrible reading. And that is really the reason why I don't think a V-shape is really going to be happening at this stage. So on the first slide, we're looking at US retail sales that we had coming out this week. You see a very sharp drop. The drop was actually a bit bigger than what the market did expect. Again, it's quite obvious and a no-brainer that we're going to see data like this. It's really more the question, where would this sort of come back in once we do open up? But a recovery, as I said, from these levels is not going to be that easy at all. On the next slide, we have that's a chart about the survival time for small businesses. And if you see this sort of cash flow from some of the small businesses, and you see that less than a month and the 1 to 2 months part is making up around 40–45% of the economy in terms of small businesses. So if this lockdown lasts a lot longer, we really have to fear that some businesses will just not open back up again. And that in itself is obviously a problem for unemployment, which is the next chart that we look at, the jobless claims. That is something that was on a CNBC report. You see all the jobs that were created since the Great Recession. We do know that the jobless claims of the last 4 weeks is making up 22 million. Reality is, yes, of course, a lot of these jobs will come back once the economy is opening up, but we just have to get used that the overall unemployment level is going to stay a lot higher for a considerable amount of time, given that we do expect that not every business that is in shutdown currently is actually truly opening up again. On the next slide, we have Chinese GDP that was out last night. I'm almost surprised that they actually did print it that way. So there's always a little bit of a question mark how open they are about their data. But as you can see, minus 6.8%, again, quite clear given the shutdown in China. There are some the IMF and other institutions that actually now forecast a minus 1.5% GDP for China for the entire 2020. That is definitely not something that is in the books yet from the Chinese. Next slide, the Dow, we just, as I said, the arrow sort of marks where we rallied to in terms of the futures. So we've broken the 24,176 Fibonacci level. We haven't closed that yet, so we have to wait for the US session to get underway. But 24,550 is the sort of last level. That's the backside of the broken downtrend. I still think that stocks are going to run out of steam here. Last but not least, gold, still the same view. We made a bit of progress since we talked about it last time. We did hit almost 1750, seen a bit of a correction right now, but the circle still shows the process of 2008. So I'm still pretty much think that gold is ultimately going to go above 2000. This is really what I have for you this week. I wish you all the very best, a nice week, and stay safe, and see you again next week. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.